Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're back here at my local pond again. The bass are pretty much in a full-fledged pre-spawn mode, so they're feeding a lot more than they were a few weeks ago. The temperatures have improved over the last few weeks, and which has increased the water temperature. So I'm sure that has put them in a pre-spawn mode. And I haven't seen them up shallow at this pond, but I've seen them up real shallow at other ponds. So temperature today is in the mid 60s just because we have this overcast, but it's still fairly warm just wearing a sweatshirt outside. So just mainly throwing jigs and Texas rigs, and a lot of it is just sitting on the bottom. I'm just letting it sit on the bottom. So I'm not moving it a lot. Sometimes they're hitting it on the fall, but they're even hitting it while it's just sitting still on the bottom. So.
There's one. That's a good one right there. Look at that, right on the roof of the mouth, just where you want it. Just gotta make sure I'm recording. That's a good bass. Just using my jig rod. It's a Powell 714, heavy extra fast. It's a 7'1" 4-power, and I'm using the Gann's Hummer jig with a Wackem Crazy Baits Tater bug. Oh my god, that thing's on there. Whew. There we go. Look at that. He hit it one time when I first threw it in there. I went to set the hook after a minute or so, and then I missed it, and then I threw it right back, right into the thick of that weed, and he came right back after it. So that's a good fish right there. Let's see if I can measure him for you guys, kind of give you guys an idea of the length of him. About 17 inches, so he's a good one. He's probably 3.5 pounds. You can see, look at how fat that belly is, you guys. So let's get him back in the water. There he goes. The first time I set the hook, I set it, and it's so far out there. I mean, it was probably a good 100 feet out there. So I set the hook, and then when I had it up in the air, I set it again just to make sure that it sank into his mouth. Because when you're setting the hook on plastic and through weeds and a length away or a distance away, you just want to make sure that you got it in there. And as you can see, I got that hook buried into the roof of his mouth really, really well. So. And there's the profile I'm using. I'll post this on my Facebook page so you guys can kind of take a good look at what it looks like. But that's the smaller tater bug, the smaller of the two. Like I was telling you guys, this is my favorite jig trailer, just because of its profile. You don't even have to cut it at all. You can see I don't cut that jig trailer at all. And the great thing about the jig trailer from Wackem is that they last a long, long time, so you don't have to be replacing them all the time when you get short strikers. So, and then with with this Gann's jig, the Hummer jig. It's more that archy style head, so it comes through the weeds really, really well. Even though it still picks up some weeds, it's better than like a football head jig. So, and it's got more of a subtle presentation in the water. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got a real good presentation. The pincers, when it comes through the water, they flare out nice and wide. So it's just a real good, I don't want to call it a finesse jig, but it's more of a finesse style presentation because it has a slow moving action, even though it's a relatively big jig. So see if I can't get another one. There's one. He's a little one. He was taking off with it. There we go. Yeah, he's not real big. Still a fish. It really does pay to watch your line, guys, because there, I couldn't even really tell if I had a bite. I mean, it was so light, and I kind of just started putting pressure on the line, and I saw my line taking off towards the left. So I figured, what the heck, I'll set the hook, and sure enough, there was a fish on there. So, you know, 11, 12-inch bass, barely a keeper, but it's a fish. I was using the changing it up from that jig a little bit, and went to the crazy craw. And this is kind of reminiscent of a double-tail grub, just has a little bit better profile, more of a crawdad style profile. So you can also use these as a jig trailer too, but I really like using them by themselves. So, but if you wanted like more action on a jig trailer, I mean, this would definitely fit the bill for a double-tailed grub, where you would use a double-tailed grub on a jig trailer, like in the summertime or something like that, and you want a lot of action on your jigs. That would be a perfect time to throw something like this on the back of a jig. So always check your line too. There's another one. Same thing again. I just saw the line moving on that. Didn't really feel him, just saw the line moving. Again, you know, not a real big fish, but still a fish. That's that Wackem crazy craw again. and that green pumpkin red flake. And again, I throw most of my Texas rigs on a medium heavy. This is the 723, so that's a medium heavy, extra fast. So I'm just, it's amazing, you know, with all the, I'm casting it way out there, and I just feel pressure, and they're kind of just putting it in their mouths and taking off with it. These small ones are, at least. So you can see that I mean, I praise Wackem all the time about this. This is one of the reasons why I love their brand so much, is because they hold up just so very well. You see all the teeth marks all over it. But we'll check our line and go back out there, see if we can't get another one of those small ones. I don't care, as long as I'm catching fish. There's one. Oh yeah, oh my God, that's a big one. Whoa, my God. Oh my God, look at that one. Oh, I gotta call it a day after that one. Oh God, I hope I'm recording. Hold on. Look at that. He's got the black spots on him. Oh my gosh. Look at that thing. Look at how big that belly is. He's got all kinds of fish and crawdads and worms in there right now. Oh my God. Let me, look at that. Oh my gosh. Jig just fell out of there. Let me get a measurement for you guys. That's the second fish I caught on the jig. And it's the second time that it yielded a better fish over the Texas rig. Oh my gosh. That one's almost 19 inches, you guys. That's probably a good 5, maybe a 5.5. Maybe. Might be a little ambitious, but that's a solid 5 right there, you guys. Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm gonna take a picture really quick. I'm not even gonna fish anymore after this one. Let me put the jig on his mouth. There we go. That is a big fish, man. Look at that mouth. Oh my gosh, he's got a whole bunch of worms in there. I don't know if you guys can even see that. He's got a whole bunch of worms inside of his mouth. he's got like 5 worms in there. Oh my gosh. There he goes. There's a big grass clump right over here, and I was just hammering that grass clump, and I caught the first nice one on the jig over there, and then I had like 3, 4, 5 bites, probably about 5 bites, and I landed 2 of them on a Texas rig over here, and they were the smaller ones. And then I threw that jig out over there again, outside of that grass clump that was over here, and I threw it over here, first cast, and I caught him. Awesome. That's a day right there.